Back to the weather right now. We've got a cool start to our Tuesday. It warmed up quite a bit as we're still in the 80s right now, and it could end on a few storms. What about the risk here of severe storms? Let's check in with Queen City News meteorologist Brandon Lawson. At first thought, we were talking today that it might be really severe, possible tornadoes spinning up, but it's diminishing a little bit here.
Yeah, definitely a lower threat. And when we were outside earlier, we had all those clouds earlier this morning, Brian, and really through the early afternoon, those clouds really helped limit the threat for severe weather for us this evening and possibly overnight tonight as well. We could see some pop-up showers and storms this evening too. We do have that warm front lifting to the north, but right now, live look over Hickory, so still a nice evening if you have any outdoor plans. So here's a look at what we're tracking this evening and overnight. An isolated storm is possible, maybe a stronger storm this evening. Gusty winds and hail would be the main concern with those storms. But then we've got a line of storms that arrives overnight tonight. I'm thinking midnight arrival for the mountains, and then by 3-4 o'clock in the morning, those storms will be pushing through the Charlotte metro. Some isolated stronger storms are possible overnight tonight, with the highest threat for severe weather being towards the mountains. So here's the warm front that's moving north now over our region. As this warm front lifts to the north, we're going to see a few isolated storms pop up. Right now, things are pretty quiet over the Charlotte metro and really much of the Queen City News View and Gary. We don't have much going on. We do have an isolated shower developing along I-85 towards the Greenville-Spartanburg area. That'd be lifting northeast towards Shelby. I have noticed that storm is getting tall enough for a little bit of lightning too. So we'll be watching that as it moves into southern Cleveland County. But we do have this line of stronger storms moving towards the mountains right now. A lot of lightning, heavy rain, thunder with this as it moves towards Boone and Jefferson, and also Avery County too. So Avery County, Watauga County, and also Ashe County. Get prepared for some pretty heavy rain and likely gusty winds, 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts. Now these storms aren't severe, but they're racing off to the east pretty quickly. We'll keep an eye on those storms for you. So that's one wave of showers for the mountains tonight. Most of that activity is actually lifting up into West Virginia, though. But back to the west, we've got, again, a pretty significant line of storms right along the Mississippi River and east. So Nashville over towards Memphis, that's where we're seeing the most nastiest weather right now across the country. And that is where the cold front is. And that's why the weather's so nasty there, because not only do you have the cold front lifting those storms up and making them tall and healthy, but you also have the peak heating of the day for them as well. So that's why the Storm Prediction Center has that level 3 out of 5 risk for severe storms over Memphis, Nashville, and Lexington. But as this presses off to the east, notice how the severe threat decreases over our area. That's because these storms are going to be getting here so late tonight. So as you get into the mountains, we've got that level 2 out of 5 risk for severe storms, but towards Charlotte, it's more of only a level 1 out of 5 risk. And as those storms are pushing off to the east, and as we get more into the overnight hours, we're losing all the steam for stronger to severe storms, and that's the reason why that threat's going to be lower as we head overnight tonight. So notice dinner, again, as we head past dinner into really the evening, models are still picking up on some isolated showers and storms picking up here through the evening hours as that warm front lifts to the north. So we'll keep an eye on those storms. One of those could be strong, if not severe. Again, we do have the ingredients for it this evening. We'll just kind of have to see how these storms behave over the next few hours. And then around midnight tonight, here comes the line of storms moving into the mountains. Midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, some heavy rain, thunder, lightning, and also the concern for some gusty winds for the mountains and foothills. And then by 3-4 o'clock in the morning, that line of storms is moving through Charlotte, but it's going to be weakening. It's not going to be having as much steam as it did in the mountains as it pushes through the Charlotte metro. By tomorrow morning, sunrise, you're probably going to be like, what storms? Unless they wake you up overnight tonight. Overall, it's going to be a quiet start. Temperatures in the 60s, and then we warm up into the mid to upper 80s tomorrow with decreasing humidity tomorrow as well. So that'll be good news. This cold front pushes off to the east. It'll be breezy over the next couple of days, but we'll have lower humidity. So we do have another boundary trying to push in for Thursday. I did introduce a 20% chance of rain then, maybe an isolated shower popping up, but there is going to be a lot of dry air in place, so it might be hard for that rain to fall down to the ground on Thursday. Temperatures upper 70s, low 80s around along the I-85 corridor and point south. We're looking at mid 70s towards the I-40 corridor and up in the 60s in the mountains. Tonight we drop it to the 60s, 50s towards the high country tonight. Going to be warm and muggy as you wake up tomorrow morning, but then as we get into the mid to upper 80s tomorrow, luckily the humidity will be decreasing. We're breezy over the next couple of days with lower relative humidity. We're cooler for Friday and heading into Memorial Day weekend. Temperatures in the 70s, overnight lows in the 50s. Right now looking good for the races, including the Coke 600, but I can't rule out a shower chance late Sunday. We'll keep an eye on that for you. We are looking more unsettled for Memorial Day, though.